It's the Switched at Birth 100th episode. We are talking season 5, episode 7, Memory, the Heart. Get your tissues ready, because it's going to be a sad one. Stick around.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome. Wow. Ooh. Welcome to the Switched at Birth after show. This is so beautiful. It's the 100th episode of Switched at Birth. This is the after show. It is not the 100th episode of the after show. Sorry. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel. If you haven't already, go to youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV. Hit subscribe. We're also on iTunes and SoundCloud. Subscribe there as well. This is me pushing a button. I am joined by my full panel today. Hannah's here. Kelsey's here. Welcome, ladies.
I love that light show. Steven, I love that we do that every time now. That's going to be a ritual.
Only
it's
for
beautiful.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steven Lemieux in the booth. Hannah, everyone can find you at the Hotshot Dude.
You know it.
And
I'm
Kelsey
Kelsea
at
Hightower.
Kels Hightower.
Yes, that is correct. She nailed it.
I did nail it. And in the chat we have Becca at Becca B-Talks TV.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you don't have to see her. Welcome, Becca. Thanks for being here.
Of course.
Show of hands. Who cried? Becca's
No one
hand
can
is
see
up.
my hand.
Yeah, accurate.
Everybody does hurt.
Yes.
This was almost as sad as the episode where Angelo died, where we did the most depressing after show on Earth. But before we get to the Angelo stuff, because that way we can keep our mascara on.
I made sure not to
That's
wear any
true.
for these
Smart.
reasons.
I
was
forgot
very
to wear the
smart.
waterproof one.
Thank you.
Let's start with the Travis Emmett stuff because this was a big deal. So Bay comes over to Travis looking all sexy.
Just wearing nothing but a coat.
I
Yeah.
love that that's such a
Bow,
thing
chicka,
that
wow,
like shows just repeat the wearing of the coat and you know nothing's underneath it. Like it never gets old. Nobody overuses
Timeless.
that. It really is timeless. Everybody uses it every time, but I love seeing Bae do it.
I was watching this with my roommate who's never seen the show, and he goes, "Do people really do that?"
No, they don't. We
Yes,
reserve
they
it
do.
for TV.
Yes, they do.
Well, I clearly haven't done it enough.
So
then.
50-50 here. I'm seeing on our panel. Let's
Gosh, I'm a little
I
ashamed
know.
of myself
see. Better try that out sometime.
now. Gosh, maybe that's why I can't keep a boyfriend.
Uh,
We'll get you a coat.
Thank you. I don't have a proper trench.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, after their lovemaking, Travis is like, "Was it better than Emmett?" Girl, what are you thinking?
Idiot.
Guys say the dumbest stuff all the time. I just want to say that for the record.
Wow,
Yeah, that
that's
just
sexist of you.
Ugh.
it's true though, in my opinion. No, I mean, like, why would you say that afterwards? I mean, it just starts up this whole thing again between the two of them, this competition that's just always been there. So
Yeah.
And way to be a buzzkill after what she said is some of the best sex.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
way to ruin
Shut
the
your
moment.
mouth.
It was great until then. Now every time I think about our great sex, I'm gonna think about how you're jealous and controlling.
drop the
Becca.
mic.
Okay, on the Travis note, we have one person in the chat who likes her with Travis and says they're cute. I mean, I was thinking that until
Until I did that.
Until that
yeah,
moment.
until
Yeah.
that.
I wish, just for the sake of being an ass, she would have said no. Because why would he
funny.
ask that
Yeah,
question?
why would you ask
You know
that?
what I mean?
That's a really good
Did
point.
he want the honest answer?
She should have been like, no.
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 No, it wasn't better.
I wish she would have done that, but
Right?
that's not Bae. She doesn't know how to be quick.
True statement. True. She doesn't have the wit.
Yeah, from the chat.
Colleen says that she's glad that she stuck up for him because sometimes yeah, I don't know the rest of what the
comment
comment
disappeared.
said.
Lovely.
All right. So then we have Melanie's birthday where there's a big fight. Okay, so first of all, I just remembered how much I love Marlee Matlin in this whole. I was like,
Yeah,
I love
she's
her
fantastic.
so much.
Agreed.
She's an Oscar winner. Like, people don't remember
Yeah.
that. Yes?
So good.
What?
No, I was like so good.
Okay.
Reacting.
I was like, somebody vote
What's happening
something.
in the chat? Yeah.
Calm down. But so we're at this birthday dinner. Emmett blows up, and she reminds Travis that he basically stole his life. I don't know if he stole or it was given to him.
Or he just stumbled into it a
But
little
like
bit.
Melanie kind of played a part in that she did invite him to live with them and
Yeah.
now made them brothers. Like Melanie,
Yeah.
you have some part in
Yeah,
this.
she's facilitated that whole thing. And I don't think she intended on him to take his life. but-
right.
And-
Something in the
yeah.
chat?
There's a lot of comments about the Melody situation. Andrea's like, well, based on that whole scene, in Melody being all defensive, I'm sure Melody is still freaked out that Emma tried to kill himself. Yes.
Right. I think that's a really fair point that she brings
Yes.
up to remind us that like he still is clinically depressed and he is dealing with all this stuff. Which I think when Travis and him make up and become brothers again, I was really happy.
It was really sweet. But I forgot that it had only been 3 weeks. I didn't know that. Like
Well, we don't know. The time moves odd.
Exactly. But when she said 3 weeks, I was like, dang, it's only been 3 weeks since he moved back and had tried to kill himself. And like we really haven't touched on his depression at all, which I know we've talked about and has like been bothersome. But I don't know if they're going to really readdress it or if this was kind of the cap on it.
I don't know. Something from the chat?
Speaking of the time thing, there's people in the chat, a lot of people who say that Bemet isn't going to happen anymore, they don't think, because there's only 3 episodes left. Unless the time trip happens.
Interesting.
Yeah. I had a thought about that as well, but I'm going to save that for predictions. Yeah.
I also had a thought about it when they had that conversation, when, you know, afterwards they go to the tattoo parlor and Travis and her are together. I went, oh no, are we putting Emmett and Allie together? Because
That's what I thought.
Really?
That's what I was afraid
I was like,
of.
if that's what we're doing, this is dumb.
But they
This
did
is
have.
dumb.
She did keep looking at him, and like I don't know, there was a weird exchange. That I
Oh, we
was
will
like,
get
oh,
to Allie because
God.
I have a lot of feelings on her.
I had a
She's a huge, storyline that was of this whole episode. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about Allie.
Yeah, we'll
I have a lot
get
to
to
say.
that woman. And then we'll talk about, okay, all right. I'm saving all the Angelo stuff for the end, so we'll talk.
So many things to talk about.
Yeah.
We have our list for you
Yes.
guys.
So let's skip to Baby Carlton and this Lily Toby situation.
Baby Carlton.
Baby Carlton.
I love that name though so much.
Yeah.
Just makes me think of Fresh Prince. It makes me want to do a little
The
dance.
Carlton.
Yeah.
I can't even do it
Yeah,
clearly
you
properly.
do remember why his name is Carlton. It's named after the school.
School, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't care about that.
There's still a dance,
Yeah.
We gotta
Yeah.
bring that up.
Exactly.
Did you have something you want to say
Um,
about Baby Carlton?
about Baby well, of course, I have something to say about everything, but it's interesting. We've kind of moved on from Black Lives Matter into another huge theme. I feel like this episode talking about religion and not to bring up, foreshadow the Angelo storyline, but I feel like that. Spirituality kind of like played a huge part into like the religion aspect and everything as well, like as far as the theme of the show. So yeah, that was interesting to see that, how he's going to be raised. So what did you guys think about that? Because I mean, it's a huge topic.
Yeah.
Politics and religion, those are things you don't talk about on a first date. So what are your
And now
Hannah?
those are like topics that people try to keep off the table, especially
Yeah.
when they're dating until they get like further in and then it's like, how do I not know those things about you?
Right.
But I feel like our generation has kind of tried to care less about those things, about like politics, or not politics, clearly not, but about clearly
we
not.
did for a while until
Yeah.
like this
Recently.
election, I think.
Right, exactly. But about like religious views, I feel like our generation
Yeah.
tries to keep that off the table as a defining factor of people, you know what I mean? So it's not really a conversation anymore that people really have in their relationships. So it was understandable that oddly they did get married and not really
Talk
have
about
a
that.
conversation about it.
I love that Toby was like, these are the kind of things you discuss before you marry someone and have a child. We
Clearly
did not.
we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I was
And
like, well,
that was
That was a
great.
good line
Yes.
to like tie the whole thing together too.
Yeah.
I have some issues.
Go ahead and unpack
go
them.
on.
So first of all, the actress who plays Lily is not Jewish.
well,
No.
no.
I would like that noted.
She's
Very noted.
fantastic, though, as a
she was
person.
great. Yes. Also,
Fantastic.
yes, an
My
amazing
favorite.
actress, so wonderful. Not Jewish.
It's acting though,
So
people
here's-
do that on
Yes.
television a lot though.
Yeah. So, but like to have her defend Judaism so much is so. At some point, I went, at the end when she is like, you know, it's not just religion, it's a culture, and we have our own language, and we have our own this, and I went, you don't have that.
Yeah.
They have that. We have that. You don't.
Yeah.
I yelled at the TV. Anyway,
Yes.
it's not the point. The conversation that she has about how they wanted to raise Carlton without a religion, and they wanted to give him options and make him feel loved regardless. And she says, I can decorate Christmas trees and I can dye eggs for Easter, but I cannot, I do not want him to be baptized. Mm-hmm. And I have issues with this.
I don't necessarily have issues with it because I feel like, okay, I don't have issues with it because her explaining that she can dye eggs and decorate the cookies and celebrate those holidays and stuff like that implies that if she doesn't give them meaning, then it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? If she doesn't play into what those traditions mean,
sure,
then it doesn't matter. So my only issue is that should be the same then with the baptism. Right. It only has the power if you give it the power. Sure. You know what I mean? And then she was saying that though was something against her belief. But I'm like, well, then you're kind of being a hypocrite. You know what I mean? You're playing both sides of it.
Absolutely.
Which that was my only issue with it. I'm like, well, just get them baptized and understand that to you it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? It's just a trickle of water.
And at the end when she's like, when they're like, we're going to have these holidays with you in your home. Yeah, absolutely. And that is acceptable. But the fact that before this, she was like, I wouldn't mind that we have a tree that we're decorating. You do mind.
Right.
I got real angry with her.
I wasn't mad. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not Jewish, so I didn't really have, like, the passion that you have, I think, for that. So it didn't. But I will say that Lizzie, which I think we all know,
Lizzie Weiss, yes,
is Jewish. So I think maybe that kind of played into what she wrote into this character.
Yeah.
Right.
So just something to, like, take to heart. Play on the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got it.
I know.
Yes, people in the chat?
Andrea says that Catherine annoyed her by pushing the baptism on them.
Absolutely.
Catherine does, do that on everything.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Lily was kind of annoying too. Which Sadie says Lily usually annoys me, but I think she, for once, wasn't wrong this time. Catherine was so pushy, and Toby didn't care at all.
Yeah, I love that Toby didn't care, especially when Catherine was like, I'll take care of it. And she brings in the guy, and he's...
The guy.
Priest.
The guy with the collar who stands up, in front of a lot of people at times.
I don't know what he does. The guy. So she brings in the guy, and I think that was where the problem was. I think had Catherine said to her, look, exactly what she said to Toby, we missed out with Daphne, I want to baptize my first grandchild, it clearly doesn't mean much to Catherine either. Like, it's just a symbolic thing she wants. And had the bringing in the guy really ruined it. Because then the guy went on and on about how Toby and Lily are sinners, which, sorry, no offense, hilarious. No offense, people.
I totally agree with the whole bringing him in, the priest, the priest.
The guy
with the collar.
I get confused.
Because that was very extreme to, like, bring him into the home and then, like, force that onto Lily. Like, I would be totally uncomfortable if somebody did that, like, bringing somebody in and being like, this is what you're gonna do with my grandbaby, like, your daughter, your son.
Yeah.
Which the act was aggressive, not so much the way that they were speaking to her, but, like, it would have been a turnoff the minute I sat down with anybody and they're like, oh, this might as well be an intervention on your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would have been like, well, whatever you're about to say to me, now I don't care anymore. Yeah. Because now I'm on the defense.
Proud of Lily for not yelling at Toby for, like, sticking up with her, because I feel like that act in itself, from what we've seen in the past episodes, she would be like, why would you're not sticking up for me? Like, you let her do all of that.
I wish Toby would have been there when this thing happened. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
And when he points out that he's not into organized religion, reminded me things we may have forgotten about Toby. Catherine forced him to go to that church group and play music where he met that girl,
the Christian
girl, and they got married.
Yeah.
I totally forgot
that Toby's been married before.
I totally forgot about all this.
Yeah, and that she was touring or something, and the reason they got married is because she was saving herself.
Yeah. the whole Christian
I
rock.
Yeah.
forgot about
too.
this.
Yep. Guys, we love this show. This is a perfect time. I'm going to take a moment, hold that thought. I want to thank you all. We love this show. This show had 100 beautiful episodes, and we have a few more left. Thank you so much to everyone who tunes in live. Can we read out some names that are live in the chat?
Sadie, who turned in this time, and why is this music happening?
This is not the song we should play.
Just for you, Becca.
And
Becky, you're running out of time. Come on. You're running out of time.
This is why you did this.
Gabriel, Greg, Renee.
You're running out of time, Becca. 15 seconds.
She apologizes to all the people
I
in the chat.
apologize. Yeah, Teresa.
Awesome. Thank you,
Billie
Becca.
Jean Girl.
Thank you,
Billie Jean
Becca.
Girl.
And we're out of time. No, we succeeded. So thank you so much for everyone who's joining us live. If you like our show, please go to iTunes and subscribe, rate and review. If you like us, you can give us 5 stars. If you don't like us, you can give us 4 stars. And if you write a review, if you bang on the keyboard, put in some emojis, just put in a happy face. Seriously. We will read it live on the air. That is a gift to you, and it helps us get guests. I said guests. Stick around till the end of the show. We have news. But, okay, calm down. But we have no new reviews. So maybe I'll cancel this guest, guys.
No, she won't. I won't let her.
That is a threat.
It's a threat to me.
It is a threat to you. Go rate and review. All right, let's get back to it. Something from the chat about the Jew thing?
Yes, because I know you mentioned this. Andrea says that she was annoyed that they didn't mention all the Jewish holidays besides
Thank you.
Passover and Hanukkah.
So I got very angry when they were talking about the holidays, and John was like, so can you celebrate Christmas? Oh my God, how dare you take that away from us? Sorry, no offense. And that was real rude of me. I apologize. Toby was like, no, yeah, we'll celebrate with you, but also we're going to celebrate Hanukkah. And what's that other one? Passover. Do you not realize? I guess he doesn't.
He doesn't.
There are so many Jewish holidays that are not Hanukkah and Passover. In fact, there's the Jewish New Year, and there's Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement, and there was just Purim, which is our costumey holiday.
Costumey.
Yes.
Yeah,
I saw that on Snapchat.
Yeah. Some of us dressed up. Anyway, so there's our Earth Day, and we have a lot of days. We have a lot of holidays. Jews like holidays.
All right.
Love that. I just learned so much just now.
I did too. I'm like, tell me all of them.
I feel
Yeah.
like Toby over here.
Okay, calm down. But the best part was at the end of the episode, Toby was like, I'm going to take a class. And Catherine went, me too. Good job, guys. Good job.
Good job.
Taking a class. Ugh, ridiculous.
I feel like they love Catherine loves classes. They're the perfect ones.
I think also Catherine's real going to enjoy, like, from what I know of people who are in her age range that are quite religious in the Christian faith, they love learning about Judaism. Specifically because it tells them a lot about, like, the Old Testament. Things that are relevant to them, but that they don't pay attention to.
Yes.
So, this
There
is
you
from
go.
a personal note that I know someone who loves Judaism.
Interesting.
But you were talking about the religious aspect, and we have this great scene with Regina and John talking about what they believe. And this will take us to our next topic. But let's start with the Regina and John conversation.
Here comes the tears.
Yeah. Because Regina says, and this spoke to me personally so much, because I am where Regina is, that I think it is so wonderful for people who believe in an afterlife and believe in angels and believe that they have someone watching over them. I think that's so amazing. But I'm with Regina where I don't believe that, and I wish I did because it would be so comforting.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of this scene?
This scene actually was the first to like kind of actually tear me up, because it's conversations that are like personal to people. You know what I mean? Everybody can kind of relate to those moments, and especially the older that you get, you have more moments where your beliefs and things like that change, and like hearing them talk about and come from different beliefs, and knowing that Angela was about to be like on the episode and that was going to be a thing. It was just an interesting moment of like, you know, teary reflection. I thought it was a sweet little moment in conversation.
And it was very, like, those are conversations that are hard to have. Like, you don't have
Yes.
those with just anybody. And
No.
I think that was a good demonstration, because you also don't see those on TV either. Like, people don't talk about that. You steer away from it. And so just to see them having separate perspectives and being able to talk about it and not have an argument about it, but just be able to like say, this is how I feel, and then the other one say, that's great, you know, this is how I feel, and the other one be like, great, I'm happy for you. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm not trying to persuade you to believe something you don't. Like, I'm cool with how you feel, and I'm glad that you're cool with how I feel. And I just thought that was such a sweet, touching moment and a good demonstration of how we should carry on our conversations too.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that what we always see, if we do see something like this, it is either an argument or it's someone saying to someone else, like, oh, well, don't worry, like, this person is now an angel, and now they're watching over you, and now they're there all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's someone telling someone how it's going to be.
Yeah. Exactly. When nobody's been there and come back.
Right.
Like,
well, there are people who think they have.
Well, there's things, but, like, you know, right now, nobody's really walking ghosts telling us that this is what it's like when you die. Like, except Angelo. Yeah, the ghost of Angelo.
So we open up on this like amazing. So the scene I went, this is clearly a dream, right?
Yeah.
And I just started every time we see him, I start sobbing.
Did you really?
Just he's sad. There and I'm crying.
Yeah.
I see. It took me a while. I worked up to it.
Ooh.
So this dream sequence where Daphne imagines what it would be like if he were there. He would have his restaurant and Regina would be managing it.
Stop.
What? This is what we saw. This is what happened.
The way that you're so delicately saying it, I feel like I'm rewatching it over again. I'm like, oh, emotions are swelling.
Yeah.
And Angelo and John talking about being grandparents. And it was just so nice.
It was really sweet.
I was gonna cry.
It was real sweet. Take it to the chat.
Billie Jean Girl wanted it to be real.
We all did.
Yeah.
Y'all continue the
Okay.
I'll find other comments.
Yeah. I just, not about the episode, but...
Not about this episode?
Well, yes, about the episode. So that day on set, I remember very vividly because everybody was there. That was like a scene that was... the whole cast was in because, you know, you walk through everyone's life and it's just a great memory. And Leah Thompson was directing this episode.
Right.
And so she was directing. I remember, like, it was our 100th episode celebration, so we had, like, a cake that day because everybody was there. It was, like, so magical. So that's where all the Instagram photos are coming from, was the day we shot this scene. And I just remember watching, I wish Leah would, you know, come on our show and talk to us about directing and being in the episode because you had to stage, like, all of the characters and the way that they walked out and the camera turned, like, to all of them. And then also she had to, like, be in it. I would just love to talk to her more about that. It was really cool. So it was just a great, like, I watched it and I cried, but also, like, being there, it was, like, so... Lovely, because everybody, like, all of the characters were there. Like, everybody was there, so it was fun. But
that's lovely.
Yeah.
It was really cute.
I know, and I think Katie might have put something on Instagram, like, about the cake or something, or maybe it was on Switch at Birth Instagram or something like that, but that was from, like, shooting this scene. So if you see that, it's from this scene, the day we shot that.
Oh,
so you know.
Thanks.
Yeah, just so you guys know. Start the waterworks. We're really falling apart, guys.
Well, so let's talk about Allie. This will get me to not crap. So, so we meet Allie, and this girl's sketch, right? Like, she seems, when she's like, you're doing this, and what are you doing? And oh my God, me too. And I want to salsa dance now, and I love red wine and classical music. Yes.
Oh, pause for 2 seconds. Have you guys ever had any, like, friends or known anybody that, like, had blood or, like, transplant organs or anything?
No.
Okay, my
well,
friend...
yes, but not who's told me anything about it.
Okay, one of my best friends, she had, like, blood... I don't know what the terms
transfusion?
are. Yes, okay, she had that. And afterwards, you're on it. She started craving, like, really spicy foods, when before she never ate spicy foods.
I believe it.
It was just, like, the weirdest, like, some of her cravings changed, like, very drastically. And it was, like...
So this is a thing.
Weird. So, it happened with her. That's the only person that I know in the world, but...
We're taking it to the chat.
And yes.
In the chat, if you
we want to hear their thoughts.
Yes. It just...
We'll give them a
freaked
minute.
me out for a second.
But while you're looking...
So go on.
Oh, you have them?
Yes.
Great.
Sadie says that she liked Allie, or loved Allie. And get that she lied, but she had a good reason, which I don't know.
We will get to that in
I
a
don't know if
second.
she did. And then Renee said I felt like Bae got attached to her too quickly, which I agree with.
Yeah.
I think it was totally reasonable. Totally reasonable that Daphne was a little like standoffish. Bae absolutely. You do. First of all, when was the last time you had a roommate, girl? Like you do not invite people to stay with you without asking your roommate.
True
You make
statement.
roommate decisions happen
Together.
with roommates.
Yeah.
Yep.
But also, it felt like Allie was trying to con them on something, right? Like, oh, my family's dead. Oh, I live in my car. Oh, I can't afford this tattoo.
Yeah.
Also, I have your dad's heart. Please love me.
Yeah.
I was like, when is it going to turn out she's a con artist?
I actually didn't think that. I know, like, I could see why the setup was
Listen,
being
babe.
set up that way. Yeah, I know. I could see that they were trying to set it up that way,
Yeah.
so that was a possibility. But I never saw the show taking it to that, so I never believed that she would end up being that. You know what I mean? I believed she had the heart the entire time.
I would have liked her to be a con artist and ask them for money. That's what I would have liked to happen. I don't like her. So we get to her
too.
truth. So her mom's not dead. Her mom's in jail. And I don't know a lot about the transplant list, but I'm pretty sure drug use and being arrested takes you off of the transplant
Not
list.
to the bottom, probably.
I think it actually just removes you. I'm pretty sure drug use removes you.
I don't know.
Which makes
sense.
I agree with you, or at least
Yeah.
it goes down. It takes you down to the
Takes you down to
bottom.
the bottom.
Yeah.
But then it would make me interested. I hope that they have another scene then with the doctor who was like giving her, the
info.
information. Yeah,
Who should have been fired.
legit. But her saying it was a very difficult case. I'm like, well, then I would like to know what were the reasons
what
why.
were the reasons you gave it to her?
Yeah, that she
'Cause
stayed on.
It's not a difficult case. This girl is
got a new heart.
disqualified. She
Don't-
should be out.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that she got it because I understand why it knocks people to the bottom because it also causes complications. So they don't know if those organs will actually fail in that person. So I understand logistically like
Right.
those things. But I think it is a nice concept that somebody would get a second chance to like right their wrongs.
Well,
You know
so
what I
then
mean?
Angelo tells her to give her a second chance.
I know. See, so how can you not like Allie? Like the entire time. I was
ghost
like,
of
this is
Angelo?
a second.
Because
He believes in her.
I'm a grudge holder, but also,
Same.
yeah, like Angelo, first of all, he's not there to tell her to give her a second chance.
The ghost.
But,
Spirit.
or it's all in her head, depending on what you believe.
She keeps hallucinating
Yeah.
this episode.
Girl, she needs to
needs
stop.
some medication.
Yeah. Maybe she's, anyway, this show, turns out next episode, she's schizophrenic.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, not to make fun of mental illness at all.
True. Yeah.
Backpedal.
So, no, this is this is the same thing that happened with Noelle, right? It's a thing that the show does. They go, here's a thing this person is doing, and it turns out that they lied or they're bad or something happened, but we're going to give you excuses that don't actually make up for it, and you're going to forgive them because you're bae.
Yeah.
I don't
Just lots of
forgive.
forgiveness.
I do not forgive as
Yeah,
much
I
as everyone
don't.
else. No.
Yes, Becca?
Sadie said I think Bae just wanted a connection because she was Robert with Angelo, which
Yes.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll accept it.
Yes. Yes.
So when Allie meets Regina,
I couldn't handle it. And I don't know what Becca did with that video of watching me not be able to handle it, but like,
so funny.
it's on
somewhere.
Instagram.
Lovely.
Y'all can
Great.
find it on our Instagram story, the AFTERBUZZ
At
TV
AFTERBUZZ
Instagram
TV.
story.
You can
Instagram.
watch live my emotions build, like
Yeah.
moment by moment.
Yeah.
I
It's tough. So those
Yeah.
prisms were real pretty. I want that prism necklace.
I love the tattoo she got.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's like, I have this massive scar. It's gnarly. You want to see it? And then she opens a few buttons. I went, I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
If we're gonna see it, let's see it.
Mas, por favor.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I thought that as well, but when she was getting the tattoo done, they're like, are you ready? I'm like, dude, she would have to have her top off to
She
do
would
that
not only have to have
tattoo.
her top off, but her bra would have to be off, and
The whole thing.
Emmett would be taking pictures of all of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, live studio audience, for finally waking up.
Yes.
No, like, I know it's freeform, so they can't, but like, I don't know what's happening. But just so everyone
woke
knows,
up.
when you get a tattoo in this area, you can't be wearing stuff there. I had a friend who got a tattoo on her side, and they had to take it all of her clothes were off. Well,
but
her shirt and she was wearing pants. Also, we got a correction. I don't know if you saw this from someone who got a tattoo, and I'd like to thank them. We got a correction about our argument over...
The Sharpie?
Yeah, the Sharpie.
Okay, what's the word?
That it is totally... I want to find this person, but apparently it is okay to tattoo Sharpie into somebody.
What?
Yeah, I was shocked as well. They sent a picture of their tattoo. Auntie Dida said, I got a tattoo where we had trouble with the stencil, so the artist used Sharpie. It all was/is fine.
Oh.
So,
all right.
Correction, our apologies. We're not tattoo artists.
No, but I love that. Learning new things. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I also would like to see what the whole tattoo is that they gave her, because that's cool.
Yeah, I want to know how far down it goes, because if that's how big the leaves are, I would imagine it has to go down almost her whole stomach.
Well, I
don't think it went all the way down, because there was a picture in the mirror, so that was the only full time. It was like a split second. You saw it, the reflection in the mirror of the whole tree. It was really quick.
On her?
On her.
Like
on
the
her.
stencil
So the
on her,
camera, it was the stencil. The camera.
I'm gonna have to rewind and rewatch this.
It took me the second
Check out her
watching to see it. Yeah, I did not.
I want to see her tattoo.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yes, from the chat? No, you're just making fun of me?
No, well, that and... Okay. Greg said that he wanted to know how Bay and Allie were at the tattoo parlor without Noelle being there. And then Gabriel was like, yeah,
Excellent
Noelle
questions.
took a long lunch break.
Yeah, Noelle was not at the tattoo parlor this week. But also, Bay, who still has $300 weekly rent to pay, gave a free tattoo that would have cost a few hundred.
Yeah. Would have cost like $600. That's a big tattoo.
Yeah.
Do you know of big tattoos and their pricing?
I mean, I don't have anybody, but I know how much small tattoos cost.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot.
So, do you all, how do we feel about Regina's not wanting to meet her?
I get it.
Yeah.
Same. I see why she said no.
Yeah, because that could potentially be an overwhelming amount of emotions, but then it was even more sad when she was like, what if I feel nothing?
Right.
Because there's that, as much as she doesn't want to feel that overwhelming, like, to potentially feel nothing would just be even more heartbreaking.
I don't know. I understand where she comes from. So I know that I personally recently lost somebody, and that some of her stuff was donated, and I would personally want to meet the people, but I can't imagine her mother wanting to meet the people. So
that's true.
I totally get the different people's perspective.
Yeah.
And I kind of would rather feel nothing. I would rather not get that overwhelming. I would rather be like, it's nice to meet you. I'm glad that you are happy and living. And she says to her, I will try to live my life worthy of him. And that was so beautiful.
I know.
That was really beautiful. I feel like I would be like Bay, because she wants so badly to feel something, and I feel like I would probably be that kind of person who would want that.
Yeah.
Like,
especially if it was like your significant other that you were in love with, you would want to feel that connection with them somehow. You know what I mean? Ugh, that would break my heart. I'm having a lot of feelings about it.
lots of feels happening.
Yeah, I stand by my thought that I would rather feel nothing with this person, because they're not that person.
Yeah, I think it would just depend on if I was like a lover, a friend, or a family member. You know what I mean? If I was...
And what it was, if it was, organs or items or...
I couldn't meet somebody who had the eyes of somebody that I knew. I couldn't meet that person.
I never thought about that.
I also don't know that I could do.
I could not do that. I'm positive I would be like, no. Absolutely not.
Me out.
Yeah.
Thinking about
Absolutely not.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
This episode got real personal and emotional for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, first off, that Jewish thing, real angry.
Yeah.
But the, with Regina's feelings and everything, and it really was a hard episode to watch. But,
y'all got Yael right in the gut.
Yeah, and sometimes that's not where my
I
gut
know,
is.
but like, you know, I think they go hand in hand a little bit. So great.
It's hard to have me feel. It's hard to make me feel.
Y'all succeeded.
I'm heartless. Yeah.
Kay Norton said that she didn't expect Regina to be so against it, but understood it. Nature Isley Lover says, I felt for Regina, it made me cry. And then Sadie brought up when Allie went to the crack mug and tried to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, again, that's when I was like, con artist, she wants something. Yeah. But also, that's unacceptable and rude. And so, because she was told straight out.
Right.
And she chose not to. And I think that's, not to listen, I think that's completely unacceptable. I don't like Allie. And that hug at the end with Regina and Allie and
Angela.
So when they zoomed in, I went, oh no. And then they zoomed back out and I went, oh God. And then he was there. I'm telling you, every time he was on screen, it's not just because I think he's so amazing and gorgeous, but because,
he is.
Because Angelo was such a great character. And to see him, I just want to make Anna cry.
I know, like, I've never seen you near tears an entire episode. Y'all, see past the glasses. I know you can't, but, like, there's a lot going on behind those things.
I know, so many feelings.
So, Hannah, when Regina and Angela were hugging for the last time.
Are you trying to make me cry again? Because right now I'm laughing so much at you, I can't do
Damn
it.
Okay.
Get on her level.
Well, then I think we should get to our news. I think we'll just do that then.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Everyone, you have asked for it. And so we have delivered. We have a guest coming in next week, the one and only Michael Galante. That's right,
Hannah's excited.
Luca's coming into the studio, ladies.
I mean, what did we say though? What was it, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago? When we were like, listen, when we want a guy in, we get the guy in.
We did say that.
We did. That's what brought up this entire Luca conversation.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Because we were all like, we got Terrell.
Exactly.
We got DW.
Yeah. We get our men in when we want them in. You know what I'm saying? You know, that could have meant other dirty things. So
Girl, calm down.
I'm gonna backpedal again.
You guys are on it. I'm very proud of you, ladies.
It's not. We can't take full credit.
I mean, this is
we
fantastic.
have to give credit to. I gotta find the person now. We have to give credit to the person on Twitter who gave it to us. Oh God.
She's finding it.
Oh God. I'll find it. Somebody talk.
But it's legit the fans though that get them in because they see us freak out about how attractive we find certain people, and they're like, let's help you out. Let's get them in for you. Like, they want to see us succeed with these attractive men. I think
Found
it
it.
is.
That's amazing.
It is.
Keep doing that.
Thank you guys. Good looking out.
This is a shout out to Blanchard, ex cool weird kid who set this up.
Yes.
So,
fantastic.
So next week you want to watch us live. We do the show Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's California time. And Michael Galante will be here. I just want to see you guys do that. Luca will be here.
Ooh, no shame.
So we might as well head into predictions. Because if he's coming in,
your AfterBuzz TV.
I have a prediction.
Do you?
Yeah. So what's in the promo for next week, Kels?
Okay, so we saw the promo, and next week we see that Daphne kisses Chris.
Yeah.
Whoa. Bae has no money. And
well, she gave free tattoos this week.
So that's why she doesn't have any money. And Simona's back.
Yeah.
I can't believe
that. So what do you guys think based off of next week's prediction?
So
what's gonna happen?
I want you to go.
Okay. I would like to first off say that I love the actress who plays Simone. Hate Simone. Hate Simone. That's why I need to be clear.
That's
this is
I agree
it's like
with
a Vimla situation again.
Yes.
Where love Rana, hate Vimla, should punch her in the face.
Yeah.
But I don't like that Simone is back and that she's back to fix things with Toby. Do we not remember? Did she not sleep with Emmett?
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
She should fix that.
Yeah. But I agree with you, but I miss her character on the show because of all of the things that she just meddled in and messed with. And for whatever reason, I miss that. I miss that, drama that comes with her. So I'm stoked to see her back.
Well, so in the promo, we also see Daphne say to Catherine, I found something out at the health center today.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, with that information and the Chris kiss.
Chris kiss. I don't know.
She kisses Chris.
Chris.
Chris, the baseball player. Girl, wake up.
Yes. I love that.
But with these two pieces of information, I predict that Daphne finds out something about Chris and his ability to play baseball.
Oh.
Thus, she's telling Catherine because Catherine is in charge of the sports.
This is true in his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his shoulder, man.
And she finds that out when they're making out.
Yeah,
Because they're making out and then they lead to other things.
And then
which,
he's like,
oh,
I
my
can't."
shoulder. Yeah. You get on top. And then they go to the doctor and then she found stuff out.
Oh, I love this. I think Chris is attractive too, guys. Let's get him in also.
Next,
If you can help out with that.
Please.
I find him to be beautiful.
Also, we would love Katie and Vanessa.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just to be
obviously,
clear.
but like,
And if Allie's still around, I guess.
I liked Allie.
I predict
like her.
Allie disappears, hopefully, from the story.
you be cray.
I
like her.
I don't need a constant reminder that Angelo's dead.
I feel like I need that. I need that energy around all the time, and like for whatever reason, I think that she's doing a good job of like. I get Angelo vibes from her. Mm-hmm. I get it, right?
Yeah, no. And Sadie on the chat says, I want to see them take a trip to Italy to meet his family.
I would like them
No.
to meet his family, but I don't know if we need to go to Italy. I don't need to see a fake set potentially.
I would love
No, real set.
to meet them.
yeah, that would be
They're-
fantastic.
It's the last 3 episodes. All the budget went to Italy.
Yeah, true.
They did start off in China. So.
That's
I
true.
believe it's the last 3 episodes.
I predict that if we're going to meet his family, he happens to have a not twin brother, but like a cousin who looks identical to him, so we can see Gilles Marini, and he happens to be shirtless.
Yes.
That's a prediction or a wish.
I love that. I love that.
I think Simone is going to cause trouble. I think it's going to be like a little
You think this late in the
Lily-
game?
what?
You think this late in the game, or do you think that they're just bringing her back to like bring peace?
There's still a couple episodes left, though.
Yeah.
I mean, 3 episodes. There's a lot to.
But
a lot
also,
of
like,
time
I
to
think
fill.
her coming to town and being like, I want to fix things, and, you know, maybe we should have gotten together, and he's like, I'm married, and she's like, I don't care, and then Lily gets angry, and then she leaves. Like, I would totally be cool with a quick...
I would totally support Lily and
Oh,
him
yeah.
not working out.
Oh,
quite
you'd support-
frankly. I would kind of support
Wait, you
it.
want to break up Toby and Lily now that they're both being Jewish?
Yeah, I get
And they
they're
have a
both being
child.
Jewish and they have a baby and like I get it, la da 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 da. In real life, I wouldn't want it to happen, but like I have never really loved them as a couple on the show.
I love Lily, which is so funny about how angry I was this episode. Well, because I loved when they had the wedding and they were like, we need to put up a chuppah because she's Jewish. I went, that's so cute. But it was when she started listing things that were part of her culture. I went, no.
No.
You've lost me. Any other predictions from the chat? I totally predict that I'm very right on that Chris thing. Because I'm usually very wrong.
Yeah, I bet.
I think so.
predict You're right.
Thanks.
Sadie says Toby and Simone was a great relationship.
Didn't she cheat on him with Emmett? Isn't that what
yeah.
happened?
I wouldn't say it was great.
Also,
No.
wasn't she a bad influence on him? And
She
Hay?
well, she also said she loves Simone. And then
everybody.
Billie
Simone's a
Jean
bad
Girl.
girl.
Billie
Yeah.
Jean Girl said I hate Simone for sleeping with Emmett. Like
Yeah.
right below the I
Great.
love Simone. So we
Great.
have
I love Simone.
two
I hate
conflicting.
Simone. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so based on Michael Galante coming into the studio, I predict that something big will happen with Regina and Luca, be it a pregnancy scare or a breakup or
Pregnancy scare.
girl, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something that isn't a breakup.
They'll probably break up. They'll probably break up. Wow. But very gently and very, kind and maturely.
Well,
Kind of
I mean,
mature.
Kind of maturely.
this week she met the girl who has Angelo's heart,
Right.
and next week she breaks up with her boyfriend.
Yeah, I could see it.
Emotionally unstable.
Yeah, she could be like reminded of Angelo's love and where she wants to be personally in her life.
Or she could just be heartbroken and then just be with Luca forever.
No.
Or Luca
What show are you
could
watching?
be like, I can't handle all this. This is real heavy. I'm 24. I don't have time for this.
Yeah, right. I'm ready to see the 24 in him and like be like caught out
Yeah.
at a bar or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he is
Yeah.
a real like adult 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like wanting to make investments, like a little too much for me. Woo.
Yeah.
You know
Love
what I'm
it.
saying?
Too grown up. Too mature.
grown up.
Yeah.
Too grown up.
Too many
Gabriel
responsibilities.
Gabriel says Bemmett isn't happening.
Oh.
yeah,
Luca
what do you
and
guys say
Regina.
about that?
Yeah. After this week and Travis and her reconciling, but also Travis being like, Emmett can be in your life again.
And
know.
he can take the photos at the
Right.
tattoo parlor,
Yeah.
so he's gonna be around big.
Right. He's like, I want you to be together, but also be with me. I think Travis is going to finally get over his issue, and then Emmett's going to happen.
How it goes, how history has shown it to happen
Yeah.
in the past.
Right.
What do you think, Hannah?
I don't know. I really fear that they're just going to, which I'm fine with, but I feel like they're just going to end the season with like some sort of moment between Bemmett. Just kind of like hinting that it could happen in the future between them.
Yeah.
And they're on the same page, but they don't actually get back together.
You know,
At this point.
if
Yeah.
Freeform would like to take a leap in freeformness, the show would end with a polyamorous
I
relationship.
knew you were going to say that, and I was like, I can't wait to see how she's going to just lay this one out on the table.
Which means that, for those who don't know what polyamory is, that Travis, Bay, and Emmett are in a relationship together. All the way down. We've lost the chat. The chat is dying of laughter. On that note, why don't we tell everyone where they can keep up with us until next week when Michael Galante is here.
I just think that's not too far-fetched, quite frankly.
Thank you.
So,
It is
You can keep
freeform.
up with Becca at Becca B Talks TV.
yes.
I
I'm
wish you all
dying
could see
of
her faces. Kels.
I'm Kelsea Hightower. You can follow me at Kelsea Hightower on Snapchat and other things.
I'm Hannah Prichard. You all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Hotshot Dude.
You don't use either of those.
Yeah, I kind of do.
I
All
use
right.
Snapchat.
What other shows are you on?
Superstore. It's so fun, and we show that on Thursday nights at 7.
Becca, you can find on everything freeform.
Oh, yeah.
Young and
Find her
hungry.
here.
iZombie's
Yeah.
about to start back up again. 13 Reasons Why, which Becca's doing with me also.
That's basically freeform on
Yep,
Netflix.
That's coming up next week, I believe. And
Yes.
also still doing The Fosters, and Pretty Little Liars is about to come back. Whoop, whoop.
Like I said,
PLL.
freeform.
Yep, I'm right there with you, girl.
I'm Yael Tygiel. You can find me everywhere at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. I'm also on shows like Grimm for the last season, Legion. We have 2 more episodes. Wait, there's more. SVU is back next week, and Gay Weekly Roundtable. But until next week, when we have Michael Galante in the studio, we'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.